Hey guys, so you guys don't know who that is. That's the Powerpuff Girls. They saved Gotham City from the evil Pokemon who threatened it. Oh, it's like, what? Um, no, so I was just watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off on Netflix, and something crossed my mind. And I've seen this movie way more times than I care to count. And I can't believe I never actually thought of this. It's so stupid, but it's kind of a funny thought. All right, so if you've seen the movie, it's the scene when they go to the restaurant and Ferris tries to convince the host that he's Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. And then after this elaborate plan, um, Ferris, Cameron, and Sloane are able to eat at this restaurant. And I was thinking, they came out, and that's when Ferris sees his dad standing there, and he's like, of the 4,000 something, restaurants in downtown Chicago, I picked the one that my dad goes. So they get into the cab. Um, but I was thinking, so they must have been in there a while, eating and all that. What happens when the real Abe Froman showed up? I mean, obviously Ferris was long gone by that point, but Abe Froman, the real Abe Froman, the real Sausage King of Chicago, did they treat him like he was just, I don't know, an imposter? Or did they realize that they just been tricked by a group of fucking high schoolers? I was sitting there, it's like, what happened when the real Abe Froman showed? Because he was reading the book to see, for Table of Three, and he came across Abe Froman. That's the name he picked. And it turned out Abe Froman was the Sausage King of Chicago. So, what happened when the real Abe Froman showed up? Um, there was a lot of things in the movie that like make you like, what? There's a scene with they're in the taxi and they stop at the light and Ferris's dad is in the cab next to him. He looks over, he sees them. He looks forward again, looks back, and it's Sloane sitting there. And I'm thinking, how does he not notice her? I mean, his son, he knows his son has a girlfriend. I assume he's met her. I mean, she's wearing sunglasses, but it's not like when you put on sunglasses, like, who are you? I would assume he sees her plenty, considering, it's his son's girlfriend. So how does he not know it's Sloane that he's looking at? In which case, it's like, well, what is she doing here? Um, Another one was the whole principal thing with freaking Rooney. Uh, no principal is going to go out of their way to catch some kid just because he doesn't come to school. I mean, it's one of those things like if they don't come to school, they don't come to school. We're not going to track them down and freaking stalk their family until we. No, it's, that's on them. They want to get held back or summer school, that's on them. They might give you advice, but they're not going to fucking go all over town trying to find the evil schemes that you're up to. They're not going to break into people's homes. They're not going to, do any of that. So, I mean, I understand it's a movie, but you know, no one is actually going to do that. Um, there's also the moment where, um, after they get done with the day and they're driving back and they realize how many miles have been put on the car. I think it starts like there's like what it was like 100 and something, and then they look and there's over 300. So Cameron loses his shit, and he goes like into this catatonic state. And then they're in the pool. Her Ferris and Sloan are in the hot tub, and he's like Cameron's like the lifeguard, and he's looking in the water. He's just into the water, and that's when he comes up with the, Ferris Bueller, you're my hero. After Ferris saves him, but then they were talking, and then Sloane brings up, when did you see me changing over by the jacuzzi? And Cameron smiles, and this is the point where you realize that Cameron saw his best friend's girlfriend naked, and rather than being like, "What?" he looks at the camera and he basically is like, "You dog, you my man." I mean, that's a true friend right there. You know, lets you see his girlfriend naked and doesn't beat your ass afterwards. But Ferris's ending, he's just like, "Yeah, my man, yeah, up top." No, but that's a true friend right there. uh, but yeah, I started thinking about that Abe Froman thing and what happened when Abe Froman actually showed up. Like I said, Ferris and friends were there for a good while. I would assume it took him a little bit just to get the table, bickering back and forth with the host, and then obviously they had to sit down and order. Their order took a while, and then they had to eat. So they were in there a good while. And the fact that Abe Froman didn't actually show up while they were in there is astonishing. But yeah, I wanted to know what happened when Abe Froman actually did show up. I mean, not like they had any way of tracking them down. It's not like they were able to sentence them to jail or anything. It's just like three random people who came in. Um, I don't think they had cameras at the time. Well, not in that restaurant. Then again, it's a fancy restaurant. You'd think they would have cameras. You know, in case the place gets, I don't know, broken into. Especially in a place where you have to get snotty. If you haven't seen Ferris Bueller, go watch it. Seriously, it is such a great movie. Um, God, with Mia Sara in it. Mia Sara, Jennifer Grey back before when she still looked like Jennifer Grey. Nowadays, not so much. No, there's also apparently Matthew Broderick and Jennifer Grey were kind of like a thing, I guess, um, during the movie. And then there's the moment at the end where Ferris is trying to get into the house and he can't get in, so he checks under the mat for the key and finds out that Rooney has it. So his sister comes out and, tries to play it off like, "Oh my God, where were you?" and blah blah blah. Trying to help Ferris kind of cover his ass. And she's like, "Go upstairs and get in bed." She's like, "Go upstairs and get in bed." And if it was me, like I said, because they were kind of a thing, and it's like, "Yes, ma'am. Will you be joining me?" Um, but yeah, Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago. Uh, I don't think anyone's actually asked that question before. Like, what happened when Abe Froman showed up? I want to see what Abe Froman looked like. I mean, if his name is Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago, I would love to see what the dude looked like. Maybe like a deleted scene or something, possibly that might have. I mean, I seriously doubt they even filmed an Abe Froman Sausage King of Chicago. But I would love to see what an Abe Froman Sausage King of Chicago would look like. It's just such a great movie. It really is. Um, there are a lot of people who have come out with the whole Ferris Bueller. And if you really look at some characters in media after Ferris Bueller, that this cool guy who can pretty much get away with anything, and, you know, can sweet talk and manipulate and this and that, but he's a good person. Ferris is not a bad person. He just knows how to work charm. Um, he's not using his wit and his manipulation for evil. No, he's like, "I'm taking a day off. I'm taking a day off. Cameron, get over here." So it's not like he's doing it out of spite or evil. He's a good person. So you've seen a lot of characters come out with that kind of basis of, yeah, they're really charming and witty and funny and popular, and they seem to be able to do anything. And when it boils down to it, they may do some bad stuff, but not bad stuff. More like childish stuff, but they're good people. You know, he obviously cares about Cameron, especially at the end of the movie when he's like, "No, I'll take the blame for the car. Your dad doesn't like me anyway." um, but yeah, I would love to see what Abe Froman looked like. Probably looked like a sausage. But anyways, what do you think happened after Abe Froman showed up? Or maybe what if maybe he didn't show up? Maybe he had to cancel. I don't know. But it was just one of those thoughts. I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. What happened after Abe Froman showed up? Did they let him sit down and eat? Did they realize that he was indeed the real Abe Froman and that they just got punked by a bunch of kids? Or did they accuse him of being an imposter and they called the police on the guy? So I don't know. I would love to know. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.